Shalom. So I did my sound test and I am here. And I am here on my own personal channel because we are busy. We do have a channel that has myself, my co, and on occasion our husband. It's called The Co-Wives. So you can look that up. You can watch us over there, even though we're really super busy. But I have a little bit of time this morning, allegedly, we'll see, for me to drop in and have, I guess, a discussion. I didn't do it live because if at any moment, like, somebody got to come and give me something to do, like, I'm up to turn this off and maybe come back later. So I'm just doing this like this. This video is called, or is about, polygyny and it changing people. And I felt like it was a video that needed to be done. I feel like it was a video that needed to be done a long time ago. So I apologize for its lateness. But here it is. Hopefully it'll help people in the future. So, polygyny changes people. Relationships change people. Monogamy changes people. If you're in a monogamous relationship right now, I promise that it changed you on many levels. Picture this. Picture this. You are a person by yourself, and you're a moderately good person, and you are a moderately happy, average individual. But you, in your averageness, are imperfect, and you've got ways. Your ways don't bother you. When you stir your coffee or your tea, your spoon clinks against the mug. You have a little laugh that you do at the end of your statements. And, it happens involuntarily, and you don't even really mean anything about it, but it's something that you do, and you're okay with that. What else? You got all these little ways. You got a certain way that you yawn and stretch, certain way that you hold your burgers and stuff like that. So, but you're in yourself. You meet somebody, you fall in love and get married. And guess what? All of those little ways that you have irritate that person. So one day, after a long period of time, and that's relative, months, weeks, months, years, finally that person tells you, why is it that when you stir, you just let your glass clink on the mug all willy-nilly like that? Why is it every time you talk, at the end of your statements, you got a little laugh? It's kind of weird. Why do you hold your burger all backhanded like that? That's creepy that your hand can even go in that position. And certain other things where the person is like, to be honest, I never liked that. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I didn't know. So you work hard in an effort to become echad with this person, which is a plural sort of oneness, a plural oneness that signifies unity. That is the definition of echad. So in your attempts to become echad, you change. You refine yourself. Marriage is going to refine a person. So you refine yourself and you get rid of these little ways to the best of your ability. But you still have ways, okay? And those other ways that you're not getting rid of, your spouse is either accepting of them at this time or is enduring them out of a love and consideration for you as an individual and just being a person, okay? So there's some stuff you don't have to just get rid of, and they might have not even told you that you have these other ways, but you've refined yourself to an extent where you no longer clink your spoon against your mug when you're stirring anymore because you don't want to bother them, and you try your best not to do that laugh at the end of things because you don't want to annoy them or frustrate them when you're talking to them. So now, enter polygyny. It's been you two for a good long time, And now here comes a third. In this, everything seems great and you're all moderately good people, moderately average persons who are living moderately happy lives and now are trying to live a happy life together, whether or not people are in the same house or not. But you're spending a lot of time together, and guess what? That third person has noticed that you have ways. Both of you have ways. And so she starts to point out the ways that you have. And your spouse says, yeah, she's right. You do that. Well, no, I've actually never liked that you did that. I just kind of kept it on the hush. But you should probably change it because it's bothering her. And she's like, yeah, it's bothering me. You should probably change it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. You never told me. So, okay, I'm going to change my ways. Trust me, the spouse got ways too. The same thing happened to the spouse, to him. I'm going to go ahead and start using genders here. And guess what? The third, she got ways too. And so y'all tell her about her ways too. She starts to change. Polygyny is going to change you and refine you. And you're going to find yourself refined and changed. And you might need to turn down a little bit. Okay? And it goes, this is okay. So now that I've said all of that, I'm not just talking about our family here. I am talking about all polygynous families, and I'm talking about all marital or quasi-marital relationships. So please don't think that anybody is excluded from what I'm saying. Everybody is going to change. The examples I gave actually are not problems around here, okay? They are very light problems, and I used them to kind of point out to you that you're going to end up changing. And the person that you love is probably going to end up changing too, because your husband has to become husband to this other sister, okay? So you're going to have to expect him to do some changing and things like that. And that sister that is marrying your husband or has married your husband, you can expect her to change too for him. You can expect her to do some changing to get along with you. And you can definitely expect yourself to do some changing as well. And you can put yourself in any of the positions that I've given here. There's going to be a change every time a new person is added to the family. And nobody should get mad at anybody else for these changes. Change is a part of life, and it is the only constant that is in life is change. Some of you may know where I got that from. You can tell people in the comments, but whatever. The only constant in life is change. This is absolutely 100% true. Okay? So there's always going to be change, whether it's good or bad, temporary or permanent. It's going to change, and things are going to change. And if you are going to be able to sustain the marriage, the relationship, the life partnership that you've entered into, you are going to have to roll with these changes, and you're going to have to roll with the punches. All right? I know some wives want to say that they didn't choose polygyny and they never wanted it for themselves and it was forced upon them and things like that. And that does happen, okay? But you chose to stay. No matter what your belief system is, even though you may find yourself ostracized or isolated if you chose to leave, the fact is you still had the choice to leave. That is not a decision that any of us can make for you. You chose to stay. So if you choose to stay, then you should choose to act right within your capacity of a relationship And, you know, don't be mad when people have to change. That's you changing. Stay and change. Okay? Everybody's got to change. In order to become echad, you have to change. And here's another saying, you can't just, you have to bend like a reed in the wind. You can't just sit up there and just be unbending, because what happens to an unbending thing, you apply enough pressure, it's going to break. So you want to be able to bend like a a reed in the wind, and just go ahead and ebb and flow and allow change and be accepting of change and embrace change. So that's my message, nice and short. Uh, uh, Feel free to, what do they say these days? Like and subscribe and share this message. But understand y'all go change, and don't be surprised, and stop getting your feelings hurt about the change, because that is what happens over here. Shalom. Peace out. Have a good morning. Have a good Sukkot.